Hi, it's Vishali here at Stamford Bridge, where it ended 1-0 to Chelsea against Manchester United. Chelsea have knocked the FA Cup holders out of the competition thanks to N'Golo Kante's strike in the second half. Let's start from the very beginning. It was a hugely entertaining game. It was a hugely fiery game as well. There were incidents off the pitch. There were incidents, plenty of them, on the pitch. Now, United manager Jose Mourinho had come into the game with a striker crisis. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was, of course, suspended. Wayne Rooney had picked up an injury in training. Anthony Martial was ruled out with injury. And Marcus Rashford had been ruled out through illness. But in what was very much a surprise to everyone when the team news came out an hour before the game, Rashford was named in Mourinho's starting lineup. Now, he proved quite crucial early on for United. I mean, United was set up very defensively, but perhaps Mourinho had in mind the 4-0 thrashing that United received here back in October in the Premier League. So yeah, he set up his team in a very defensive manner, but it worked early on. I mean, United contained Chelsea pretty well in the opening stages. You know, they went head to head with the Chelsea players, and Rashford, for example, was involved in one of the early chances. I think it was a first for United when he played in Mkhitaryan, who fired wide, but Chelsea used their star power to great effect, and that came through Eden Hazard, who proved a nuisance for United, so much so that he was on the receiving end of several fouls from the United players, and it resulted in Ander Herrera being sent off after he fouled Hazard twice in 15 minutes. Now, Conte was furious on the touchline whenever Hazard was kicked down to the ground. Before Herrera had been sent off for the second of his fouls, Phil Jones had caught Hazard, and Conte literally started shouting at Jones here near the touchline. Jones was giving it back to Conte. And when Marcos Alonso was fouled then later in the game, Conte and Mourinho had to be separated by the fourth official. They had to be talked to by referee Michael Oliver, and it added to the fiery and the competitive nature of the game. There was also an off-pitch moment when it was, the atmosphere was a little bit subdued, so it wasn't as loud as it had been earlier on in the match, and a section of the Chelsea fans who sit to the right of the journalists, they started swearing at Mourinho. I mean, it was just a section, it wasn't like loads of them, it was about a dozen, I'd say, and Mourinho just held up three fingers to indicate the number of titles, Premier League titles that he's won at Chelsea. He was asked about it afterwards, and he said and he was asked about being called a Judas by some of the Chelsea fans, and he reacted by saying until someone comes along and wins more Premier League titles than he does at Chelsea, he'll remain their number one. It all added to the atmosphere of the game, but Chelsea grew into the match as it went on, and they got that crucial goal, the winner in the end, through Kante, who also scored actually in the 4-0 victory in the Premier League over United a couple of months ago. It was quite an amazing strike in a lot of ways to see Kante going for goal from that distance. It proved to be the winner. It sent Chelsea into the next round, into the semi-finals rather, of the FA Cup, where they played Tottenham, a big game, and one that Conte admits is going to be really tough, because of course Spurs have already beaten Chelsea this season. For United, they've obviously won the League Cup. For them, their sights will be firmly set now on the Europa League and gaining a qualification into the Champions League, making top four. For Chelsea, they're on course now to potentially doing the double. They're looking likely to win the Premier League. There's still some way to go, and now they remain in contention for the FA Cup. It sets up nicely for the final part of the season. It's Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0.